The Alder Street Recreational Complex in Orangeville, Ontario. The venue for tonight's OLA Junior B matchup as the McMaster Northmen entertain the Newmarket Saints. Hello again, Lance Wynn, working alongside my partner in crime, Matt Marchandon. Glad to have you with us. Thanks for allowing us into your home or wherever you watch your lacrosse. Starting goalies for tonight's game. For the Saints, it'll be Adam Power. And at the other end, Lucas Johnston gets the start for the Northmen. Head coaches for Newmarket, Cam Woods is the bench boss. Not here today, so his assistants. Dustin Ang and Garrett Clifford will take over the coaching duties. And for McMaster, the usual suspects. Brandon Sanderson is the head coach. His assistants are now Carvello and Dustin Carvello. And as we get set to go here, I'd like to bring in my partner. And Matt, you had a chance to speak to both these coaches now. Orangeville coming off a big win on Sunday, a bounce back. Newmarket still looking for their first win at 0-6.
Yeah, I had a chance to speak with all three coaches of the Orangeville Northmen, and they're just looking to take care of the ball here and limit turnovers. They also spoke about winning the little battles, the loose balls, running through pressure, things like that. And of course, as always, they are looking to always outwork the other team.
Well, that's the goal here. First possession of the game goes to the Northmen wearing their home whites, and now slide it over, working the give and go. Good pass there from Evan Brake, not able to corral it. Newmarket now will bring it back the other way. Emmett Ross, he will take a look, wait for the rest of the offensive unit come out. Ross, big windup, got the underhand, rebound, pocket, and scores. So right off the bat, Aiden O'Toole buries his first of the game, 8th of the season, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Saints.
Yeah, it couldn't be a better start for the Saints here. First possession, they have a huge shot with a good stick on it, but someone just leaves the big man 26 in front to scoop up a rebound and dunk it over the top of the Orangeville goalie.
I think Connor Pierce would like that one back, as he may have forgotten his man on the side there. Now, mind you, that was a generous carom off the board, so give or take either way. First shot of the game finds the back of the net, and that a little too much hands-on. Possession now to the Northmen. Gordy Power will bring it up. Of course, Power, a mainstay, does a little everything at both ends of the floor. And they'll swing it over. Started on the left side. Kick it back. Power working. Good job. Brake will swing it around. So Evan Brake in the lineup. Wasn't in the lineup last game, and his scoring was missed. Golden opportunity there for Ty Van Wart. Not able to pocket that. They get it back. No reset. Shot right on by Dylan Cordingley, and possession now back to the Saints. Matt, you had a chance, of course, you kind of have the inside on what goes on in the Northmen locker room. What are they saying prior to this game?
Well, they're just looking to build on the comeback after the weekend. I mean, they got handled pretty well on Friday or on Saturday night, and then on Sunday they bounced back and had a very strong effort. So they're just looking to keep the wheels turning on this momentum that they started to gain on Sunday. Well,
we spoke prior to the game, and we were talking about the fact that give and go, beauty chance, buried. Marcelo Carrero, the sniper, with his first of the game. He's got 8 on the season.
Just a nice little two-man game here on the weak side. As you can see, they get that pick going east-west, and the Newmarket defender just can't stay with number 13 from the Northmen, and he makes no mistake in tying this up here with 17:55 to go in the first.
Great feed from Mason Kreller. And what we were talking about is the fact that you could have a team that's 0-6 looking for their first win. They could be more dangerous than a team that's 6-0.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to drop one, to be the first team to drop a game to the team that's hasn't had one yet, for sure.
Well, you figure they're going to get one at some time as they go back to work here on offense. Ball loose, still loose, and it's picked up. Good job there by Graydon Stokes, and one pass, move it up. Not able to pocket that pass, though, Ty Toval, and it goes right back to the Saints. Deep in the corner. Good defense, though. Toval trying to redeem himself, and he does with some good solid defense. Loose in the corner, Layden Patter. He'll come away with it, and the Northmen now will move it up into the offensive end. Evan Brake Evan Brake, of course, one of their main offensive threats, dumps it off. Put that perfectly right into the pocket for Ty Van Warden. He buries it.
Well, Brake is up just kind of like almost like the top of the power play here, and he's got lots of time to make a decision here, and he does a really good job at finding the cutter from that high pick and roll, and the Northmen get their first lead of the night.
I like that classic fake to the corner, go right back there.
Yeah, body goes one way, stick goes the other. It's tough to defend.
Off the draw, Saints with possession. They'll look to move it up, and it's Owens Skulltrap. Settling things down, Zach Burke now will leg it, dump it. They'll start things on the left side. Half boards waiting for the rest of the offense to filter out. Connor Costigan, that shot off the crossbar. Sorry, not Connor Costigan. My apologies there, as it was Jordan Duell. Possession right here, full 30 seconds to work with. Saints trying to dump it off down low. Instead, good contact. Aiden O'Toole down there, and the Northmen come away with it. Toval, he'll get it in the offensive end. Power out there. Also filtering out Cade Cordingley. The Cordingley combo working on offense. Swing it around, and you can see they look crisp today, Matt. A little different, as good hesitation by Cordingley, not able to get a good shot off. It was partially deflected, and now the Saints looking to move it up. But right there again is Power, as he always seems to be in that, if something's going on, Power's in the middle of it.
Yeah, he doesn't mind mixing it up either inside, outside, on the boards, loose balls. He's not afraid to get his nose dirty.
Swing it around. 12 on the shot clock, looking for the give and go. In tight again, but nothing doing, as Van Wart got checked. No reset. 5 Power. Turns the corner, goes bounce, and a little too hefty on the bounce. And that goes into the screen. Possession the other way. And you can tell these two teams still kind of feeling each other out, Matt, and that usually happens when it's the first time you've had a chance to see a team in the season. Still early in the season, as we're just 6 games in. That shot, good shot, but a good save there from Johnston. And he's been solid between the pipes this season so far. Plenty of time on the shot clock. That shot rung off the pipe again, as some early metal work by the Saints, as they continue to pepper Johnston with shots. Ball loose and picked up and moved up quickly by the Northmen. So a couple of good chances for the Saints, not able to pocket anything. Now it's Brake. Has an opening, has some room, and finds a cutter. Good save there made by Adam Power. And Saints now trying to get it over. Good forechecking by the Northmen, not able to come up with it. And they'll head back to the defensive end. Tucker Kaufeld. And our first penalty of the game is going to come in. It's going to come to, well, initially it was going to go to Orangeville, but not sure if you caught that late retaliatory hit. The referees didn't, and it looks like guilty party is going to be Connor Pierce. So first power play opportunity of the game goes to the Saints.
Yeah, Connor Pierce with the clear high stick off ball, pretty unnecessary. I'm not too sure the coaching staff will be very happy when he gets back to the bench.
You know they won't. You know they won't, Matt. Okay? Don't try to candy coat it. You've coached, all right? You didn't get that penalty early in the game.
I wouldn't have liked it, that's for sure. So I can
go.
just imagine what Brandon Sanderson's thinking on the bench.
So big man at the top. He is the quarterback in Aiden O'Toole. He's already pocketed one. That one shot wide of the mark. Got to hurry. 5 on the shot clock. Again, that one right on target. Ball loose, picked up by Graydon Stokes. Stokes now got to use those long legs, get it into the offensive end. Does a good job. Has a chance here. Take it to the net. He'll peel out and dump it off. Leighton Cook in some trouble. He has it taken away from him. And a good job by the Saints with just over 1:10 to go here in the power play. Josh Franken out there. He'll slide down to that right crease spot in the left shooter, Jordan Duell. And Duell goes to the sidearm. Good save, Johnston. Fresh 30 again. Good offensive rebound collected by the Saints. They'll set it back up the top. O'Toole, big shot, and another good save by Johnston. And you got to figure when a goalie gets tested early in the game, that's not a bad thing. Gets them into the game early, Matt.
Right. I've talked to a lot of goalies over the years, and one of the things they hate most is, like, you know, your team is doing so well on the other end, and you kind of get cold, and you got to find ways to keep your mind sharp and everything like that, because a lot of times your team will be doing great at the one end, and then they come right down and test you with one off the bar or something, and you're not ready for it.
Well, we've seen that in numerous sports where the goaltender doesn't get a whole lot of action. It's all down on one end and one shot, and it's in the back of the net. So good save. Johnston seems a little comfortable rebound, and too much manhandling going on inside that dotted half circle. Saints with a fresh clock. They'll tee that one up. Good sidearm. That was a bullet by Emmett Ross. Good save. Penalty over now. Team's back to 5 aside. Ball loose, gathered by Ross. Ross fake. Interference going to be called on that. And might have been a bit of a knee on knee, not sure, but the Northmen not wasting any time. Break. Swings it around. Backhand pass down low accordingly. Good save as Power just steered that one aside. And looks like it's going to be a back in call. Possession will remain right here with the Northmen. So some good passing so far offensively. The Northmen look crisp today. Yep. Accordingly, some room. Good swim move. Good cross check though. Stops any kind of shot attempt, and good defense there. We'll kick it back out, but they'll go right back to that side. Van Wart gets up, gets a bouncer in that just went through the wickets, and not quite sure what the call was there. At a loss, not sure. But challenging to say the least. 2 officials doing a junior B game where these kids are flying up and down the floor. So fitness level, you got to have a little something. Zach Burke out there. That underhand, though, stopped by Johnston on an attempt by Josh Franken. And now here come the Northmen. Layden Patter will get it into the offensive end. He'll give way. And it's Costigan to Cordingley. Cordingley bounces back out. Waits for their 5th. Cordingley ducks in. Gets a good shot up. Picks the corner. Dylan Cordingley finds the back of the net for the 4th time this season.
Well, it's just, you know, the Newmarket Saints have to do a better job identifying the pick and roll. That's 3 goals scored off the pick and roll for the Northmen. That time they didn't hit the roll guy, but there was so much space to come over the top and get a good quality shot from the dotted line for 24, and the Northmen are up 3-1.
Well placed shot, I might add, right in that bottom low corner. Tough one for big goalies to see all the way down there with the gear on. Off the draw, ball loose. Northmen come away winning the battles to the loose balls, and you can see the bench appreciative of that as they'll set up now on offense. Cook gives way to Cordingley, swings it around. Power out there as well. Carrero trying to turn the corner, dumps it off, break, steps in, that's right off the bar. Rebound, and that's going to be a crease ball, and they'll move it up the other way.
Yeah, it's not like the NLL in junior. You can't reach your stick into the crease to grab a loose ball.
Or dive around, or, any of that other fun stuff. Got to play by the old school rules. Yeah. Crease is the crease, right? There's that wall
to
going right up. That's it. That pass almost taken away by Stokes. Saints now down to 10 on the shot clock. Got to go to work on O. And another delayed penalty coming to the Northmen. That shot will go into the crowd. Good hands over there by one of the fans to save anyone some stress.
Well, I know as a coach I wouldn't be happy with that call. It was just a brush. He was getting good stick work on the hands there and just brushed the cage a little bit. Typically in junior they'll let that one go.
Aiden Doig will make his way to the sin bin for 2. And once again, the Northmen will need to kill off another penalty. Second power play attempt here for the Saints. They are 0 for 1. Aaron Rose at the top. He's the quarterback. That's a good hard shot from Ross. So Ross, the sniper out there in that right shooter spot. He can do a good job. He seems to be able to tee it up. Good skip pass to the left side. Sizing it up, another skip pass, tried the quick stick finish. Nothing doing, but again, right place, right time was Rose, but he wasn't able to get a good shot up. Northmen come away with it now, and they will move it up into the offensive end. Again, if you're just joining us, there is no 8-second rule or over and back rule in Junior B. So if you're counting the seconds to get it into the offensive end, don't. Go. Minute 10 left in the penalty. Accordingly, looking to burn some clock. Goes for a quick shot on the run. Ball loose. Saints have it now. And it's Connor Jenks. He'll retreat to the bench. Offense now will get one last try with under a minute to go in the man advantage. This time it's Duel at the top. Two-man game. Good pressure by the Northmen as they extend the D, force the turnover, and they got a break now. Beauty chance, but not quite sure. A little Liam Stadnick, I think, may have taken one step too many. Probably should have taken that shot a little earlier.
Yeah, I think with the bench coming out so quickly on him, he's probably going to want to just pick a corner and jam it there as hard as he can.
So dying seconds now of the Northman penalty. And finding the back with a good low shot was Jordan Duel. That's his first of the game. He's got 8 in the season.
Yeah, Newmarket has a few shooters that are pretty confident with their far outside shots. And so the Northmen might want to get a little bit further out and get in some of these sticks because those top 3 guys in that umbrella are just letting it hang tonight.
I don't know. I'm going to use my good eye. That looked like an overhand bounce. just saying, man. Sometimes one's a little blurry, but I'm just saying that to me looked like one. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Fundamentals. Yes.
Saying. Off the draw, Saints control as they've closed the gap now 3-2. And I tell you, the Saints don't look like a team that hasn't won a game in 6 tries.
No, they don't.
And just as I say that, turnover, off to the races, Colin Thompson. Good save, though, by Power as he got that left pad out. Saints trying to counter the other way. Move it back. Good haul down by the big man, trying to work his way in. Thinks better of it. He will pull it back out. And O'Toole will wait for the rest of the offense. He'll stay on that right side, set a big screen, look for the roll. Nothing doing. Chased out. Northman, 10 on the shot clock. Good collective D as they close that off, forced a turnover. And that's just good defense. Northman now at numbers, 2-on-1. Cordingley down low, Cordingley up high. That pass, not a good one. Not able to connect. And I'm sure if Connor Costigan could get that one back, he sure would. Good job by Cordingley as he takes down. A little bit of a size differential there, but just go to show you what a good, solid cross check will do for you.
Yeah, my 3rd game watching here, and I got to tell you, I'm pretty impressed with young 44 Cordingley out there. He does a little bit of everything and has a great feet and a lot of skill here.
Chance now on the roll. Good job ducking in. Quick shot, though, well wide of the mark by Kreller. Does a good job to track it down. No reset on the clock. 10 seconds to work with. We're inching toward the 6-minute mark here, period number 1. Accordingly, good hesitation. Now he's on his wrong stick side, switches hands, dump it back down low. That shot over the net. Shot clock violation. Good job by the Saints defensively as they stand tall and give up nothing. Franken. They'll start at half boards on the right side, kick it back on the swing to Burke. They'll move it now to the left side, another skip again. Burke gets it back, looking for a move and a screen. Nothing doing there, shot wide, rebound, gathered and moved back. Duel does a good job, sets it back to the top to Burke. That underhand from Chris Carpenter, and you telegraph that shot. Not that difficult for the netminder to make a save.
Yeah, those are pretty easy to save for goaltenders at this level for sure. You're going to have to pretty much put it off the post and in for that to go.
Break on the run. Good save there by Power as he shrugged his shoulder. Made a good pad save. Now the Saints going the other way. Power chasing him down. Doing a good job to force a turnover. Relentless work. He's all over Kofeld. Gets it back. And again gets stripped. Good help from his friends. Ball loose again. Saints battling for it. Had it, lost it. Good work defensively by Stokes. He's had himself a good first period here. And now the Northmen trying to take advantage in transition. Late trailer. Great hands to hold on to it. Better save, though, by Power. Ball rolls, and possession's going to go up the other way on the crease call.
It looks like Gordie Power came off laboring a little bit, favoring his left arm there. We'll have to keep an eye on that as the game progresses.
Valuable piece to the puzzle is Power, so going to have to definitely see what happens there. Trying to make a move and getting a little too close was Carpenter, and he ran out of real estate. And you can bet the message sent by the rest of the Northmen, that's not your place to be, and don't come back.
Yeah, appropriate reaction from the Northmen there. Not to do anything silly to get a penalty or anything, but definitely sent the message for sure.
Accordingly now, will tiptoe into the offensive end and work accordingly. Has an opening, goes to the sidearm, looking 5-hole. Good job by Power, had to stick right where it should be. And the Saints now looking to go to work. And they cough it up, and again, concerned by the coach's break, trying to take advantage. And no numbers for the Northmen as it was 2-on-3, and now they get some help. Coming out, and accordingly now, comes around, that goes off the back of a defender though. Good job to haul it down by Kreller, and that'll go up into the mesh. Possession will stay right here with the Northmen.
Some really good movement on that last shift. Ball was buzzing. Guys were running around. Just unfortunate that they couldn't get a clean shot.
Accordingly, kicks it out. Kreller trying to make a move, swims his way. A lot going on there as Carrero loses his helmet. A chance there for Van Wart. And good pressure by Cordingley. Good job, Cade Cordingley. Back checking, and a handful for sure. As good job to force a turnover. Chance here. Trying to go to that short side was Toval. And a better job of Gear to haul it down. So it looks like too many men were on the floor. So you call a possession, but there's no penalty on that.
Right, so when you have, when you are changing on the offensive side, there's no penalty, but when you're changing on the defensive side, if you take away a scoring chance, it usually is a minor.
Excellent, as Zach Burke with a chance, couldn't hit the net, and now the Carom will take it the other way. Colin Thompson, he'll peel back out. And look for some help. They'll flip, and it's Cook. I think that's one of the changes in the evolution of the sport, Matt. Back in the day, that would have been a fast break opportunity because you play both ends of the court. Screen and roll. Big save by Power. In this case, you saw there, man come down, not an offensive guy. Peels back out instead of taking advantage of the 2-on-1.
Right, when I played junior, for the majority of the 5 years I played, we ran with 3 lines, and each line had an extra. And we went out on offense, came back on defense, where I was a complete liability, by the way. And wisely so, they just had me coming out the offensive door. Here's a break.
Chance here for Patter. And he goes down, but no 5-hole as Power closed that up. So a golden opportunity for the Northmen to extend their lead. Nothing doing, power, dangerous between the pipes.
Well, the Northmen have shot it into this goalie stick several times here tonight. I think they want to start maybe shooting posts and not go between the legs.
Well, it doesn't seem to be working, that whole 5-hole. He's not giving that up, and I tell you, not wanting to, Tovel made a great save. 2-on-1 here for the Northmen. A chance, both on the stick side, and I'm going to say that maybe the defender got just a bit of that stick and deflected that pass from Stadnik. Ball loose in the corner. We're into the final minute here, first period. Accordingly in there with the ball, trying to slither his way out of there, and dumps it out. Good job to get it to Van Wart. And that'll do it for the shot clock. Just under 40 seconds to go here, first period.
Well, if Northern can get one back here within the first 10 seconds of this possession, they might see Coach Brandon Sanderson, call a timeout and set up a play, possibly a 6-on-5.
Saints now. Carpenter dumps it off, looking for the screen and roll. Nothing doing there. Burke trying to make and create. Gets that out, but not handled cleanly. 10 on the shot clock. 8-second differential, shot in game. Turnover. Almost, and yes now, as Nick Devins, and he'll pull out. And we'll see if there's a timeout call. Looking down low for Cordingley. Cordingley plays to Karam. Gonna have to hurry. Dying seconds. And they can't get a shot off. But an outstanding period of lacrosse. 3-2. The Northmen lead. We'll be back with the second period after this.
Running a business? Having issues getting your products on time and seeing your prices skyrocket? Ontario Packaging and Distribution Centres is here to help. Ontario Packaging is helping Dufferin businesses save time and money with over 2 million products available. Ontario's one-stop shop for everything you need to run a business, warehouse, or restaurant here in Dufferin. Want to put your company logo on your boxes, tapes, or poly bags? Just give them a call. From packaging and shipping supplies, boxes to bubble wrap, to janitorial, and their new full apparel catalog, OPC really has it all. Over 2 million products in stock. See the difference hometown shopping makes at Ontario Packaging Centres. Supporting our local community from 70 Centennial Road, Unit 3, Orangeville.
Welcome back as we get set for second period action. Lance Wynn working alongside Matt Marchand. Glad to have you in the house as the McMaster Northmen leading the Newmarket Saints 3-2, and shots on goal pretty even, Matt, 16-15 in favor of the Northmen.
Yeah, I think it was pretty even up and down. Chances, more outside stuff from Newmarket than Orangeville, but both defenses started to tighten it up as the period went on, and we're back in action with a good goal.
Chance right there, you blink an eye. Evan Brake cracks the goose egg, his first of the game. He's got 8 in the season.
Well, I'm sure this is what they wanted to have here. And it's just an easy cut by Brake. He makes a nice fake, comes off the far side post, and he jams it home. And I think the Newmarket defenders might want to keep their heads on a swivel. That's just too easy.
One of the leading scorers, of course, on this Northman team. Off the drop, Power trying to lean in. Power finds a way. Good save there by Power. So rebound to the Saints now as they're struggling now. They'll get it up and move it into the offensive end. Good transition defense by the Northmen as they are back in plenty of time. Burke gives way. They work it on the left side, half boards. Swing it around, skip pass. Right crease, quick pass, beauty finish. So a good job by the Saints to answer back immediately, and it's a 1-goal game.
Yeah, again, you know, it seems like a common theme with this defense, this type of defense they're playing, that it's really difficult to shut down the crease one-timer, and they get bit again on it here like they had on the weekend a few times as well. So they might want to try to stiffen that up, try to get that coverage a little bit more tight in the future moving forward.
Not sure who got credit for that goal. I think it might have been Zach Burke. Have to check that. Either way, that's what you do. That's the way you answer. You give up a quick goal, you get one right back. Saints still in it. Power now to work here. He'll give way accordingly. We'll swing it around accordingly. Van Wart. Kick it back down. Good to see everyone getting a touch. Good ball movement. 10 on the shot clock. Down low, a skip. Thought better of it. Good job by Carrero to get it back out. Accordingly, shot right on. Easy save there for Power. And the Saints now are going to come marching back. Looks like sitting in a 1-3-1 zone. Don't see that too often, but maybe throwing a different wrinkle here. Again, to the underhand, easy save by Johnston.
Yeah, it looks like they got the 1-3-1 when the ball's high, and then when they move it low into the corners, they drop back into that 4-man with one in the middle.
Evan Brake had an opening, thought better of it, swung it to Power. They'll kick it on that right side. Kreller swings it off. Cordingly gets a screen, ducks through 2. Cordingly just wide of the mark on a beauty attempt as point blank. Not able to find the back of the net. Saints now counter. Don't have the numbers. No look pass, zipped right in there, and good job by Josh Sweet to hold on to it. And again, trying to work that skip pass. Ball loose. Excellent work, Stokes. He's played well so far. Stokes to the bounce shot, and he deserved that. He worked hard.
Well, what an individual effort by Stokes. As you can see, they're setting up, and Newmarket's getting their offensive guys out. And, we're going to go right to that part. Okay. So, anyway, it started with Stokes with a very good stick, and then he just hounds this loose ball and puts pressure on number 10 there and makes no mistake as he rushes down the floor and jams it. Overhand bouncer, short side.
Money in the bank, Matt. That's money in the bank, right? That's all. It's like giving someone cash, not a check.
That's right.
Okay. I like the way Stokes has played, and right off the draw, good job defensively just to slow down that opportunity, and that was a good job by Philip Papaevangelou. Kick back out, break, ducks back in, skip pass, and it comes back to Cordingly on the left. Cordingly swims his way. He tried to tiptoe his way around the corner, and he did. Crease the call. I thought he may have eluded that black area, but officials say no. Better angle than we have up here, Matt. Hard to argue.
Yeah, Cade Cordingley showing some really good footwork and skill and patience there. It's too bad they had to call that one back. It was gorgeous.
Tough one as Franken swings it around. They dump it down low. Back to the top. Bouncing off one is Carpenter. He'll give way. 5 on the shot clock. Got to hurry. That one rung off the pipe again. And a chance for the Northmen. Head man up ahead, Stokes. And he tried to go far corner this time. And good job by his teammates to retrieve that. And hey, give Matt some credit. He's not going to score every time, but a good effort by the defensive specialist. As Break now with a man to beat. Trying to use his body as leverage. Tucks back in. Great defensive work, though, and gives some credit there to Aiden Cooper as Breaks a handful, but Cooper did a good job to stay with him.
Yep, just kept in front of him, kept on the cross check, didn't stick wave, and did a really good job on a big, strong man in Break.
You know, they used to teach us back in the day that cross check got to come right around the hip underneath the pad there, and that's where it has to be, and a good job there. Northmen now pick up the loose ball, don't have the numbers, as Gear will wait. Gear gets the screen, dumps it off. Cordingley tried to pick it, went off a defender, so never even got through to Power. Skipped across, tuck it in, and going to the bounce shot. That was a beauty. Leighton Cook with his first of the game.
Yeah, Leighton Cook does a really good job here of just keeping his feet moving and getting over top of his defender. Northern had some good run off the bench, creating some confusion. Oh, and a little seal there by number 3, too, to get over the top. And the Northmen cushion their lead to 3.
Well, I like that no-look pass, too, that started things off. And sometimes it just takes you to make that defender think about it for that half second. That opens it up, maybe a pass or two later down the line.
Yeah, and the Northmen coming off the bench with a purpose there, running through the middle, grabbing guys, running into guys, and causing some confusion for the defense of the Newmarket Saints.
Burke will set things up now for the Saints. We are under 15 minutes to go, period number 2. The Northmen have extended their lead now to 6-3. Down low, and 6-4 it is. Beauty finish from Aaron Rose.
Well, again, the crease woes continue for the Northmen on defense. They're trying to adjust in that box in 1 to a 1-3, and just someone gets a lost assignment on the crease there, and 15 makes no mistake, a nice turn and shoot to cut the lead to 2.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout on the play.
Quick water break for the goalies, it looks like.
Quick water break, and that'll give us a chance here to remind our viewers of the first annual McMaster Junior B Northmen Golf Tournament taking place this Saturday, May 20th at the Wild Winds Golf Club. It's $150 per golfer, $600 per foursome. All you have to do is jump on the site, check out the details, or go to Sanderson18 at live.ca. Lunch, goodie bags, prizes for the longest drive closest to the pin, draw for a 55-inch television, and a hole-in-one gets you a car. So if Matt would get on out there and try to win us a car, I mean, I'm only asking for 40%, nothing else, because we're friends.
Well,
so,
look, if I did do it, it would be the second time at that course and third hole-in-one that I've had.
You see, that's why I'm calling on you, man.
I mean,
really,
not a big deal.
Really,
not
I didn't just pick you randomly, and it's certainly not your good looks either. So, hey, all right?
Hey, take it easy.
Northman off the draw with possession. Power will work it, half boards right side. He'll wait for Cordingley. Filtering out there late is Carrero. He's been quiet in this game. Break on the run. Bounce shot. Stopped by Power. Kicked back out. Knocked down. Papa Evangelou. Good job and composure to loft it up, and it'll settle into the stick of Jordan Duell. Duell will wait for the rest of the offense now, and dangerous pass there, almost turned it over. Carpenter did a good job of coming to the ball, and they'll swing it around the right side. And you know, we noticed in the first period, Matt, that the Saints had a lot of shots from the outside. So the Northmen did a good job to extend the D and force those shots from way out there, which is what you want to do. But this period, the Saints have done a better job of working in tighter quarters.
I'm not sure if we have a penalty here or a possession call. Oh, it looks like a penalty to the Newmarket player. Or maybe not.
Well, it looks like Aiden O'Toole is going to make that trot there. It'll give the Northmen their first power play opportunity of the game. And
yeah, you know, going back to what you said about the Northmen kind of expanding out to take away those outside bombs. Well, Newmarket has responded very well and figuring out where the open guy is down low with the spread it out defense.
Well, a game's about adjustments as the power play now for the Northmen with Carrera at the top. He'll work with Cordingley on each side in the shooter spots and zip that one down looking for Van Wart. He will gather that loose ball, look to move it out and does. Shot clock under 10, gotta hurry. That shot is stopped and
it looks like the Northmen are gonna have a 5-on-3 here.
So another penalty called.
It'll be interesting to see for this power play. A couple of nights ago when they went 5-on-3, they didn't have a safety. Now they did have a safety on Sunday, but not on Saturday, so we'll have a look here and see what goes on. It looks like they're playing the safety.
With that 5-on-3, you got a lot to work with. Inverted triangle, looking down for that skip pass down low, quick stick finish, kick over Cordingley. Cordingley goes to the shot. That one wide of the mark. Picked up though, nice roll, good dipsy doodle move. Kick out Cordingley, ducks in, tried to go short side and went through the crease. So two great chances by the Northmen. And they almost forced another turnover, and I'm not sure if it was more of a trip of the feet than an actual trip as the Saints get it down, and it's Papavangelou. Rolls off one, gets a good shot off. Good save there by Johnston. Ball gathered though by Aiden Doig, and he'll get it up with 50 seconds left in the first minor penalty. Still over a minute left in the second. Chance here for the Northmen to increase their lead. Power playing safety. And they'll work it with the 4. Skip, look, no look, and great read by Power as he closes the door on Cordingley. And now the Saints zip it up. That pass playing to Karam, a chance here, shorthanded, and they bury that. Oh, baby, Zach Burke played to Karam and buried his second of the game.
An incredibly lucky bounce off of a terrible choice to pass at the length of the floor. It rips off the boards there, and Johnny on the spot, number 10 for Newmarket, is able to grab that ball and basically have as much time as he wants to get a shot off on the Northern goalie.
So if you are the Orangeville coaching staff, you're not too pleased right now with the gap now closed to 1 again. Well, you have a 2-player advantage.
Yeah, the Northmen had a difficult time not getting scored on when they were on the power play on Sunday, and it looks like it's continuing tonight.
We saw that for sure. There was a whole lot of shorthanded markers in Sunday's game. Mind you, there were a lot more time spent. First penalty over, no look, break, not able to put the toe on the tic-tac, and now another chance for the Saints. Power getting back. Battling with O'Toole. And it's Johnston that collects it with under 10 seconds to go now in the other penalty. So you got to figure, Matt, if the Saints are able to hold on, and they do survive that, you got to figure they got some momentum now.
Yeah, there's nothing like getting a shorthanded goal to get the boys fired up on the bench. And they killed off an entire 5-on-3 with a couple of good opportunities by the Northmen, where the Newmarket Saint goalie was just able to shut the door every time.
Sweet gives way to Carpenter. Carpenter will swing it across to Franken. Franken will work it down low. They'll get it back to the top. And Burke Just had that shorthanded marker. Dump it off. Duel. Can't hold on to it. Dying seconds of the shot clock now. And good defense, though, by the Northmen. As the defense there, the offense still struggling just a bit. Accordingly, dumps it over. And making a move, but not able to finish, was Carrero. And Carrero, of course, one of the snipers on this Northman team, and it'll be another penalty to the Saints. So third power play opportunity for the Northmen.
It's a great opportunity for the Northmen to break even here with this extra man advantage right after they had a 5-on-3 where they got scored on. So look for the Northmen to capitalize here.
Well, I think maybe they're guilty of just a little bit of overpassing right now. They're not really connecting like they were before. May want to go to try some shots. Skip out. Accordingly, ducks into one, ducks around another. Looks to kick it back out. They'll swing it back to the top. Working that left side, two-man game. Kick it back. Good shot, underhand, but it looks like it was partially deflected. So Carrero, that's really his first shot of the game. He is one of the better snipes on the team, and Papa Evangelou ducking through a couple defenders. He'll lift it up, and they'll settle things down here with Sweet. Sweet looking across. That pass will go right to Johnston. With under minute 20 now to go in the man advantage. We're under the 10-minute mark here, period number 2. Thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday night. Van Wart at the top, quarterbacking this set. Carrero slid over to that shooter spot, break shot, stop, fresh clock, gathered by Cordingley. He'll dump it back out to break, and they'll look to gap that box. Big shot, Carrero, good save power. Cordingley goes hard into the boards, bounces off. Good job by Carrero, loses it though, and the Saints will pick it up and move it into the offensive end. Ross, he takes a hard hit, coughs it up, and now Franken. 30 seconds left in the man short. Franken running and burning some time. Gets two defenders on him, and that's a dangerous place. And that looks like that's going to be a penalty to Nick Devins, and I think you checked him, knocked him down, but it was about landing on him that got you that 2 minutes.
All right, and you got to think as the Northmen, they just got 3 penalties in a row. There it is right there. Well, it kind of looked like he fell on him a little bit. But,
not as loud as that cross-check went across his neck on the fall. Probably not.
No, of course not. But the Northmen got to know they've had 3 straight penalties called for them. The refs are looking to deep it up any chance they get.
As soon as you look at someone wrong, you're going to get one, and big shot there. That's wide of the mark. So the team's now playing 4-on-4, and a carom came right out. Saints weren't able to capitalize. They gather the loose ball, fresh 30, and O'Toole doing a good job, loose ball. The Saints penalty over now, and a minute and a half for their power play here. So a big chance here to come away with the equalizer if they can get a good shot. O'Toole standing in that right shooter spot. Big presence there, got a big heavy shot. He'll look for an opening, comes around with that sidearm, wide of the mark, gathers the rebound, plays the carom. 5 on a shot clock, gotta hurry, gotta get something on net. Zips it across, that one on net, right in the basket. Johnston, a good job to have that stick where he should. And the Northmen now will look to work some time. A minute left in the penalty. Power draws a double team, and that's what he likes, right in the middle of contact. No call, held up just a bit. And I thought he certainly should have warranted an interference call at the very least. But again, Saints now drift into the offensive end. They'll set things up. Rest of the offense will filter out. And Duel. Rose at the top. He's got Sweet at that right shooter spot. Duel in the left. That pass knocked down. 5 on the shot clock. Gotta hurry, way out. So a good job by the Northmen to push that offense way away, as far away from their netminder as possible. And Stokes now, accordingly, looking to burn the final 10 seconds here, the man short. So a good job by the Northmen to do some penalty killing themselves. And not quite sure if they're not better 5-on-5 than they are 5-on-4 through a screen. Accordingly, wasn't able to hit the net. It goes right on to the Saints, but they're not able to flip it in desperation. They just try to get rid of it. Good job to corral that, and they'll set things up here.
Well, you see the Northmen have had great pressure when they turn the ball over in the offensive end. It's reminiscent of Saturday night when they faced tremendous pressure, and now they're giving some great pressure of their own.
And that one slips through, and I tell you, you had Preston Gear, did not know that one went in, and he's ready to head to the bench. Instead, he needed a celly.
Well, I didn't quite see what happened here. So a loose ball in front. Oh, and he gets a save, but the backspin of the ball gets the better of him and ends up in the Saints net. Unfortunate bounce for the Saints, but exactly what the Northmen needed here to restore a 2-goal lead.
So it may not have been pretty, but certainly effective, as you know that Preston Gear will take it, and he should. 7-5 lead for the Northmen, and Saints now. Papa Evangelou will pop out of there, and his pass not dropped. Stokes now again, on the run, and his pass went to no one, loose in the corner, and it's going to be Power that tracks it down. And the Saints now will look to move it up. Papa Evangelou has had a solid defensive game so far. We're under 6 minutes to go here in the second. Lance Wynn, Matt Marchand, glad to have you with us here this evening. Kick back to the left, looking for that skip pass, but if the Northmen can gather it, they got numbers, and they do. Costigan will move it up. Stokes up there, he's got Thompson with him, and Evan Brake finds the back of the net.
Well, it's kind of like the opening goal of this period, where Evan Brake just comes off the bench with a nice, hard, old-school cut down the gut. The Saints defenders haven't even fully turned around to identify where the ball's at. Two guys too low, and Brake makes no mistake in potting that. And now the Northmen have 8 with 5:26 left in the second.
Second of the game, his 9th of the season for Evan Brake. And back to a 3-goal cushion for the Northmen. And quick goalie break as they'll get hydrated and head back. Lucas Johnson has been solid. I think there have been a couple of shots he probably liked back, but on a whole, the 5 goals that he's given up have been legit goals.
Yeah, Lance, and again, this is an 18-year-old kid. He's got great size. It looks like he's starting to gain some confidence. It looks like he has been the clear starter the few games I've been around, and hopefully he can continue to build his confidence, because as you know, for every player, but especially goalies, confidence can be everything.
For sure, as off the draw, Saints will control, and some pressure by the Northmen, as they have done that for certainly in the first period, doing a good job to try and make it difficult for the Saints to get it into the offensive end. At least work it to the shot clock in their advantage. 5 on the shot clock, and Johnston looking behind him. Luckily, he didn't knock that in the net, but he got some help from his teammates. Now Northmen working in the offensive end out the back door. It's Cordingley. He'll duck in, think about it, look for the screen, skip it. Quick shot there as Carrero trying to get on track. Good save by Power. Double teamed up on the half boards. Ball loose. Good, solid body check. But the Saints now looking to capitalize. Moving in close, and that shot wide of the mark. Karam will go up, and it's picked up and moved up by Gear. Gear doesn't have the numbers, but he'll take the shot, and a save by Power. Ball loose in the corner. Cordingley's knocked down. Papa Evangelou picks it up, takes a hit, but gets the pass away. Accordingly, playing some tight defense. And going to have a timeout called by the Saints with 4:02 to go. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back for 4:02 to go here, second period, as the Saints call the timeout. And just to make some adjustments, and if you take a look, Adam Power down there adjusting his equipment. Offensively, though, here come the Saints now. Trying to close the gap here. That shot from way out, steered aside by Johnston. Rebound picked up, and O'Toole, he'll get off those boards, try to duck in. O'Toole gets a shot off, and Johnston again almost backed his way into over that goal line. This time it was up in the pads, and now it's Stokes. Stokes able to walk right in, and good save by Power. And it's Evan Brake. Seen that a couple times, Matt. Defensive lapses by the Saints, allowing cutters to go right up that middle.
Yeah, it just seems like they're not set and ready and aware of where the ball is and where all their men are.
Chance there for Cook, couldn't beat Power. And in panic mode was Bodie Littlehells. And fortunately, though, they get it into the offensive end. 3 minutes away here in the second period. Dumped down, but wrong stick side. So chances are that's going to happen as Aaron Rose elected to take that. I think he thought, it's funny, you could be on your wrong stick side, but still think you have that sliver of an opening. Right. Problem is, the mechanics just don't work the same way.
Right, the angles just aren't there, and he did have a couple guys across floor on their proper side that were wide open, so might want to make an adjustment on next time he gets that chance.
Yes, sir. That's just Matt's nice way of saying, pass the ball, young fella. You were in a bad position. So, I'm sure that's nothing, though, the coach hasn't told him already. Power will swing it down low. Northmen, they've been quiet. They've been sitting on 8 for a while here. Kick it around. Accordingly going down, and I think a high stick may have been missed. We'll see if Accordingly gets a bit motivated, gets a step, leads in, and tried a sneaky, tricky one there, but Power was having none of it. And now the Saints will move it up with Duel. Good pressure by the Northmen. And they'll bump it back out. A lot going on in that dotted half circle, I tell you. As Big O'Toole's in there, ball loose. Shot clock at 5. And Power's just going to let it rip, and he does a good job to get it the length of the floor. And the Northmen now will have to travel a distance into the offensive end. Things just getting just a little chippier right now after a pretty carefree first period. Second period has had a few more penalties. And now Papa Evangelou doesn't have the numbers. Looking out late, finds a trailer though. Franken manages to gather it. hobbling just a bit as he takes a few checks, dumps it off. That shot well wide of the mark by Sweet. And now a chance here. Colin Thompson, stick check late, good save, rebound. And not able to play that spin was Patter. And now a 2-on-1 for the Saints. 45 seconds left. Right stick side, big save though by Johnston. Came over, cut down the angle, gives his team a chance now back the other way. Thompson. He'll give way, Power's out there, accordingly now. Power peels out, hasn't had a chance to get his shot off today. Dumps it back out, accordingly. That shot on goes off the post. So a reset. And timeout called by the Northmen with 20 seconds to go. And this is where I'm gonna pick your brain, Matt. And who are you looking for? And I say who, meaning let's not worry about what the play is gonna be. Who do you think the Northmen should go to and that should take this final shot? With 20 seconds up, I assume they're playing for one shot.
Right. Well, obviously Break comes to mind, but I've really liked Cade Cordingley tonight. I don't think he has any yet, but he's been all around the net. He's not a big guy, but he's pretty powerful. He leans on guys. He tries to get underneath and over top and across the net. He's got a good shot. He's got great hands inside. So if it were me, I'd be designing something for him. But I think just one quality chance inside, outside, whatever it is, at around the 2 or 3 second mark would be good for me as a coach too.
Okay, let's flip it. So now you're the Saints now, and you have to defend that knowing full well that's probably what they're going to do. How do you counter?
I mean, just you play within yourself. You don't try to do anything special. If you've got to give up something, you'd probably want to give it up from the outside and not the inside. So I'd look for the Newmarket Saints to probably pack it in pretty tight. And if the Northmen get anything, it's got to be something forced from the outside.
It's almost like you played or know something about what's going on, Matt. Sometimes you catch me off guard there.
I blacked out for a second. I don't know what happened.
So here we go now. Final 20 seconds of period number 2. And Break will be the quarterback here. So expect him to keep it out. Like you said, go to work maybe with 10 to 7 seconds to see if you can't pocket a rebound. Can't leave too much time. Break. He'll slide over on the interchange. Carrero's shot. That goes over the net. And wide of the mark. Big collision back there. And yeah, you could just sniff that was coming. And you better believe there's going to be some penalties after that. Little melee.
Well, Power was just getting the business in front, even when the Northmen were just holding the ball for the last shot there. And he was getting double teamed, cross checks on the hips. I'm actually surprised that a call wasn't made in front. And then as you see, it boiled over there at the end of the period.
Well, good to see everyone shaken, not stirred. Everybody's up. We'll let the dust settle. We'll get to the penalties when we come back. But you're locked and loaded for the third period when we come back after this. Welcome back as we get set for the third period. Let's go back a bit, Matt, and talk a little bit about the skirmish that went on at the end here and talk us through it. You mentioned Power taking it in the middle.
As you can see, Power's just getting assaulted. Now, he gives a shot back here because he's sick of it, and I don't blame him. The Northmen work for their shot, and there's a rebound behind the net. Now watch number 3 from the Northmen go and just get punched in the face as he gets put down. Power takes exception, hits him from behind. Now watch this from behind there again. The Orangeville Northmen player just gets assaulted. But again, all 5 Northmen in there and standing up for one another, and that's just good team stuff that they can build on.
So it looks like there will be coincidentals, and then an extra 2 minutes gonna go to Papa Evangelou.
Yeah, and I think that's the right call by the officials here. Newmarket was definitely the instigator in a lot of those hits, and now the Northmen get a chance to rejuvenate themselves from the first power play.
0 for 3 with the man advantage. Now chance here, moving in, and they bury that one. So a good shot from Ty Van Wart as he picks up his second of the game. He's got 6 in the season. More importantly, a power play marker for the Northmen, their first power play of the game.
Yeah, good movement here, a couple skip passes, and after the skip pass, they skip it right back out to number 3. He's able to skip in from the dotted line and make sure that he hits his mark to take the Northmen to, I believe, 9-5, even though it's not posted yet.
So that eliminates one, and it looks like Papa Evangelou wasn't the extra guilty party because he remains in the box alongside of Gordy Power. But back to work on offense are the Northmen, so they get off to a good start here in this third period, and accordingly now. Half boards left side. He'll look, zips it over to Cordingly. On the right, ducking in. They'll work it one more time. 8 on the shot clock. On the screen and roll, break, buries it. Evan Break. Welcome to the party again. He pockets another one for the Northmen.
Well, again, I mean, 4-on-4 is just perfect for setting up pick and rolls. You got 2 weak sides, and the Newmarket Saints have been really challenged with defending the pick and roll. Young Cordingly makes a beautiful little behind the back pass into Break, and he again comes across the crease, jams the far side, and the Northmen have a nice healthy 5-goal lead a minute into the third.
I like that. This time, fake to the one corner, went to the other corner. Got to mix it up. So largest lead of the game now, 10-5 for the Northmen. 50 seconds left in the coincidentals, and we will still play some more 4-on-4. Looking for an opening is Kreller. Kreller looking for a screen from Carrero, doesn't get it. Trying to duck in, Cordingly, 5 on the shot clock. Cordingly's gonna have to step back, let it go. And he tries maybe one fake too many. Saints now capitalize the other way. They elect though to wait, set things up, and overrunning that and then losing it was Duel. And a good job now by Stokes. Stokes, wrong stick side, but he goes to the bounce. Good pad save there by Power. And Stokes again wide open, and he feathers it in the corner. I tell you, sometimes it's not about the velocity, but the accuracy.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what 24 for Newmarket is doing here. Well, we're going to take it back here to the turnover. So a missed pass there by 21. 9 can't handle it. Good pressure by the Northmen. And off to the races we go. A decent chance there by Stokes, and he just hangs around. I don't know where 27 at the bottom of your screen is going. He just leaves Stokes wide open, and he just has all the time in the world to bury it bottom right. And again, what a start to the third period for the Northmen.
I tell you, second of the game for Stokes. He's a machine here as Bodie Littlehale's not sure. He was going off for a line change, thought his team had possession. They didn't. And now the lead extended to 6, 11-5. Break on the dump off Cordingly. Good save though by Power. Shot that right arm out. And now the Saints will do everything in their power to get it into the offensive end. They've just kind of gone You see Newmarket strong in the first. Things started to sort of slide down, although they were still in the game in the second, but it looks like they may be in some trouble here in this third period.
Yeah, they've been stunned by the Northmen with 3 quick ones here, and they just seem to have lost all hand-eye coordination. They can't catch a ball, they can't throw a good pass, and the Northmen are exploiting it.
Good save by Power, keeping his team in this game. So Adam Power is doing everything in his power to keep the score or keep his team within striking distance. But again, they just passes aren't crisp. Nothing seems to be going right into the pocket of the stick. Everything's bobbled and mishandled.
And they seem to have little to no energy too. It's just something happened between the second and third. I'm not sure what it was, but they're going to need to wake up quick if they're going to have a chance here.
Northman tracked down that loose ball with 10 on the shot clock. Swing it over. Accordingly, he'll dump it around Carrero. Carrero makes the move. Carrero tries to duck in. Gets a quick shot off. Going short side. Nothing doing. That's going to be a violation. Possession to the Saints now. And they're going to back that thing up in Chris Carpenter, as he thought he was off to the races. Nothing doing there. And now it'll be Sweet. Josh Sweet, screen and roll. And awfully quiet has been Aiden O'Toole. O'Toole's shot wide of the mark, and O'Toole hasn't had any opportunities since the first. So between O'Toole and Emmett Ross, they just haven't been able to generate a whole lot of offense. That will be possession to the Northmen. And they'll set things up now with their O. Break. So we are concerned that Gordy Power may have sustained an injury. Back out there now, so he's A-okay. Break on the cut. Carries another one.
Well,
fourth of the game for Evan Break.
Having Break back in the lineup has made a big difference here. I believe that's his third of the night?
Fourth of the night.
Fourth of the night. And again, it's just a nice hard cut. He gets position, and man, oh man, he makes no mistake there by just drilling it top left. And the Northmen increase their lead now to 7.
He worked that top corner with that shot. That was a pellet right in that corner. Nothing Power could do there, as his team kind of hanging him out to dry. These shots coming from point blank. And there was a time when the Saints were doing a good job pushing the Northmen outside that dotted half circle. McMaster has since made the right adjustments, dumping down low. Power from in close. And again, tried to go 5-hole, but that big basket was right there. And as we head to the 15-minute mark, third period, the Northmen in control, leading 12-5. Good move on the reverse, but a better save, though Johnston didn't know where it was. And now the Northmen will counter the other way. 3-on-2 was good defense, though. Transition by the Saints. And accordingly, he'll swing it around the Break. Break, 1-on-1. Trying to take advantage. Break will duck in, duck back out. Survey, kick it out to Power trailing. Swing it around. Break will get it back, working accordingly. Accordingly shot. Good save by Power. He'll corral that, and Newmarket now will move it up into the other end, the offensive end. O'Toole, good hands there to gather that tough pass. And he gives way to Sweet. Sweet trying to make a move. Had it knocked down, and not quite sure that Nick Devins knew the ball was loose either way, and going for a tumble. That's going to be checking from behind, and that will give the Saints just their second power play of this game.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on the call there. It looked like an okay check to me. It kind of looked like he just kind of lost his footing, but obviously the referees have a better angle down there on the floor, and there must have been something across the numbers.
Sorry, third power play attempt for the Saints. They're 0 for 2. And so a legal cross check to call. And the Saints now are going to need a little something here if they're going to try and at least make a run and close the gap. They'll work it around the horn. Aaron Rose at the top. He's the quarterback. O'Toole way down in that right crease area. And in the right shooter spot is Sweet. On the interchange, kick that pass back out. With an opening, can't get the underhand off. Dump it back out. 3 on the shot clock. Good defense by the Northmen. Good pressure. They force the turnover, and it's Toval. So good job defensively by the Northmen.
Yeah, it looks like the short man is really pressuring the ball and jumping in the last 10 seconds or so of the shot clock. It's worked out quite well here in the last couple of periods.
Good hard hit, forces a turnover. Carrero may have held on to that a little too long. And now the Saints. As you can see, Power with a few words to the Newmarket bench. And a good piece of coaching by the staff of the Saints to corral their guys and maybe refocus them on the bench. And a chance here. Good skip pass with some room, and certainly taking no prisoners was Duel. He let that one rip. Didn't matter who was in front. 35 seconds left in the penalty. Northmen will look to burn some time here. Courtney will be in no rush whatsoever with just over 20 seconds left. 10 on the shot clock. Accordingly, reverses his run, goes back around in a circle, almost tucked that in on a crafty move. And I'll tell you, Power was upset at something prior to that and had a few words with the Saints bench. So whatever it was that Papa Evangelou said was enough.
And we look at the replay here, we got Cordingley again just making a hard power move, and this is where he takes exception. The young rookie gets drilled in front of the net, and the wily vet here, 15, takes exception and steps in to protect his teammate. Gotta love that team stuff.
So that's the way that story unraveled, as the Saints will have another power play. They'll actually have a two-man advantage, but they haven't been able to capitalize much on their power play opportunities, and I think that may be due to the Northmen and their defense.
Yeah, I didn't see it much in the first of the short man. I think they only had one power play, but the short man of the Northmen have done a really good job in a pressure rotation short man, where they kind of keep everything to the outside for a while, and then in that last 10 or 12 seconds of the shot clock, they know that the other team is going to probably force an outside shot like they've been doing all game. So they're just running a rotation pressure where one guy goes and they all rotate into the extra spot. So as the pass, if they're getting a pass around the horn, the pressure is always constantly coming. And they've done a really good job of rotating that and not getting beat.
Just keeping an eye here as Papa Evangelou heading to the penalty box. Not sure what the scenario is there.
I wonder if it's not unsportsmanlike. He was given the wave to Power there quite a bit.
And that may be the case, because Power got 4 minutes for, I'd imagine, instigating and roughing, and 2 minutes potentially for the unsportsmanlike for Papa Evangelou for taunting. So I think that may be the gist of it, even if we don't have the specifics.
Yep.
But I think that's the case. So 4-on-3, lots of room out there on that floor. And going to the bounce shot was Duel, but Johnston there. Now a 4-on-4 as the first penalty over for the Northmen. And a minute 35. It'll be a power play for the Saints. Johnston has really shut the door on Newmarket. They've been stuck on 5 for a while now, and part of that reason is Johnston's goaltending. Break, gets a step. Break, rolls off 1, splits 2. Break, gets a shot off, and a good save by Power on a excellent attempt from Evan Break to try and split the D and pocket 1. Skalthrop. He'll give way, and Sweet trying to beat his man. Good defense there by Connor Costigan. Dump off. Carpenter gives it off, and that shot from way out from Duel. And those are the shots, if you're the Northmen, you want the Saints to take.
Right, yeah, anything from the outside is good. Like you said, Johnson has been outstanding here, especially in this third period, and has given a lot of confidence to the Northman players to do their thing.
Well, you know what it's like, Matt, when you have a goalie that you can rely on. If you can rely on him at the other end, you feel good, not only defensively, but offensively. You know you're going to have some more chances if he's playing well. Yeah, I mean,
as an offensive player, I always thought, you know, the goalie's making a couple big saves, giving us opportunity. And as an offensive player, you always want to go out there and get one for him. You know, let's reward our team. He's helping us on the back end. Let's help him on the other end of the floor.
O'Toole's shot wide of the mark. Goes well down the entire length of the floor. And now Johnston with a quick outlet, and Stokes with it. Stokes will get to Steppen. He gets into the offensive end now, pulls up, dumps it off, takes a hit, and gives one. And another and another, and a sister and a brother, and both these two will, fortunately, officials come in and halt it right where it is. I imagine they'll both spend a little time thinking about what they've done.
Yeah, and I mean, if you listen to the bench there, Coach Brandon Sanderson was yelling, no, 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 no. He doesn't want to lose someone like that who can run the ball so well for the Northmen to a fighting major, which in the third period, I believe, is an automatic game misconduct for the next game.
So I think good instructions from the coaching staff, good discipline, I think, from both players. Maybe they realize that. No offense to Stokes, but he doesn't look like he should be mixing it up on a regular basis anyway. Brings something a little different to his team that they need. So important there as now I just see 2 minutes on the board. So
right,
it might just be Stokes that got the penalty, and that was it. Looked a bit odd. I thought both deserved.
Yeah, it looked like even though Stokes maybe went first, that the Newmarket player was ready and willing as well.
And there it is. So coincidental roughing minors to both. And for a minute 42, it'll be a power play for the Saints, 4-on-3.
Yeah, it's, you know, halfway through the third period, you got a really big lead. You're playing well. No need for Northmen to get into any extracurriculars here.
And taking that right in and letting it go was Carpenter, and now the Northmen trying to take advantage. Stadnik goes to the bounce off the post. So good shot. Managed to beat power, but not the iron. And now the Northmen with a chance here to burn some important time. Minute 15 in the man short. Going for a bit of a run is Kreller. He's going to stop in Gretzky's office, hold up, and look out front. Nothing doing there. Saints now off the turnover. We'll move it up into the offensive end. O'Toole. Sweet and O'Toole on that right side. And Duel will interchange left and the center as they skip it across left side. Duel trying to change the angle, moves in, up, down, and good job by Johnston. He cut that off, didn't bite on the fake. And now the Northmen break. Full head of steam. Does a good job to corral that. And he stops on the half boards left side. Under 40 seconds to go in the penalty. The two coincidentals. 15 left in the man short for the Northmen. Break. Good job of spinning off a couple checks. Still has it. Dying seconds. 3-2 as shot clock goes, and good job to use up that entire 30. And right out of the penalty box, Power. And he laying the lumber, wasted no time. And the Saints here now will have to live with the 5-on-5, just 5 seconds left in the coincidental minors. Both players are out, and that's an interference call, too much for sure. As we are inching toward the 7.5-minute mark here, third period. Northmen in control, sitting with a 4-2 record, trying up it to 5 and not be the ones to allow the Saints their first win of the season. Accordingly, Carrero's on the board. So second of the game for Carrero. Seems like a long time between goals, but he is a sniper.
Well, once again, I'm a broken record here, but they just, two men, they lose the, it wasn't even really a pick and roll. It was just he kind of ran up towards him, and then both guys ended up going to the ball. Carrero really shifty and just slips into that open space. Beautiful pass down and has a nice far side short fight finish.
Well, you know, when you talk about this league, Junior B, of course, you're talking about guys 17 to 21 years old, and we know as young men the difference between a 17-year-old and a 21-year-old. That's a huge gap.
It's a massive gap. It's a massive gap. I remember I was fortunate enough to make it as a rookie to the Junior A club way back in the day, many moons ago. And, you know, you're very intimidated. You're about 30 pounds lighter than everyone else who's older. And it's tough to get confidence usually as a young man. I kind of wish Junior B was around when I was a kid in order to get a few more years or a couple years experience in playing in all sorts of situations and gaining some confidence.
Well, when you think about it, when guys are used to playing with a 2-year gap maximum in lacrosse, you got your major and your minor year, then you go to 4 years, all of a sudden now you're playing with and against guys that you may have watched, right, and enjoyed playing, a different sort of perspective that you come into. And you know, you got to prove yourself because you know you're playing with guys that got the skills. So I think that the evolution of the Junior B game has certainly helped in many ways. Of course, the popularity of the pro game and, you know, some of the other leagues that filter into that, like the Arena Lacrosse League, do a good job of preparing players to take that next step. 3-on-0 here for the Northmen, and picking the top corner, making it look easy. Aiden Doing doesn't get a whole lot of them, but he's got one tonight.
Well, just another good defensive effort here, and he just picks up the ball, and the reaction's perfect. Just takes right off, finds himself on a breakaway, and just stings that top left corner. I love it when defensemen come down. They don't get fancy. They just pick a spot and drill it as hard as they can. And Northmen are starting to, well, are continuing to run away here in the third period.
Well, let me throw this at you, Matt, because you've been around the game a long time. What have you seen to be the most pivotal change in the evolution of lacrosse, say, over the last 15 years or so?
I just think the overall athleticism. I mean, you know, we used to have guys on each team that were, you know, tough. Back in my day, you could fight and serve your 5-minute and come back into the game, and you weren't kicked out until your second fight of that game. So they've tightened that up. There's stiffer penalties for fighting. There's no what we used to call spooners on the floor anymore. Egg and spoon guys that can't really handle the ball. And, you know, you get a few here in Junior B, but Junior A clubs, man, it is so fast and so big and so athletic and so skilled. I prefer a Friday night at Tony Rose over any NLL game, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. That's certainly one of those. I know that the offense defense has come up as one. Certainly the equipment being the difference in the sticks and in tight. Chance there for Carrero. He gets knocked down. That's going to be a penalty on an illegal cross check. So the Northmen are going to go back to work on the power play. That'll be their 5th of the game. There have been a few things that, you know, have sort of changed along the way. I mean, you can now come in and be a defensive specialist. Now, there's where you talk about the athleticism, because a lot of guys played offense and now they convert to defense because of the change. So you look at that aspect of things, but I know that it may have added a few years onto some careers as far as going to the offense defense, but you know, back in the day it was up, down, off.
Right. Yeah, the 3 lines that we talked about for most of my junior career wasn't until the last 2 years of my junior career that the coaches finally figured out I couldn't play defense and just threw me out the offensive door.
Gordy got the power. Finds the back of the net for the first time here in this game. And again, like we said to you, what hasn't he done? Does a little bit on the offensive end and a lot on the D.
Yeah, he's got to feel good about this last few minutes. He scores that goal, but when he got out of his penalty box, he actually laid a pretty good lick on one of the Newmarket unsuspecting players there, and now the Northmen lead is to 10, and I think he might feel a bit better than what happened at the end of the second.
I think so too, and you got to figure that with just over 5 minutes to go, not that it's impossible, but probably improbable that the Northmen can hang on for this one here, and you just like to see them do some smart things. Like, you don't necessarily have to attack the net every time, work the shot clock down and different things like that to utilize the clock to your advantage.
Right, and you know, you get a few different looks. Maybe you try to back cut a guy, but as far as like taking on one or two defenders at a time right now, it's highly unnecessary. A little too much can go wrong in a 10-goal gap.
So just another reminder of the first annual McMaster Junior B Northman Golf Tournament this Saturday, May 20th, the Wild Winds Golf Club. Make sure you come on out. Bring 3 other buddies with you. That shot, and a big one from O'Toole. And O'Toole we've seen take about 5 shots today. One of them has been an overhand, and that was the only one that's hit the net. So maybe he needs to sort of stop for a second, go back to just the basic fundamentals. Got a good heavy shot, just need to work on the accuracy. Always good when it's somewhere around the goaltender. Accordingly, bounces out and goes to the sidearm. That's wide of the mark. Papa Evangelou picks it up, and again, bobble again, as just can't handle it cleanly. Finally they do, couple passes and another bobble. We'll give it right back to the Northmen. Good job of making that turn, Toval. And now accordingly is going to slow it up. Accordingly puts on the brakes, kick it back out. They'll swing it around to Power on the right. Power will dump it down. Kreller looking for a screen. Bounces out, has a shot. That one wide of the mark. And he does a good job to try and track it down, but into the bench. We're under 3 minutes to go here. And possession to Newmarket. This is the time, Matt, when you got to be careful, got to be leery. This is the time when sometimes guys are a little frustrated, don't like the beating that they're taking, and may take exception to some things. Got to be careful. A lot of times this is where the suspensions and those kind of things, the disciplinary issues happen. Right,
and I think the biggest thing for the Northmen here is to not relax, right? You still got to play hard. You still got to play the way you want to play. Don't assume that it's over too early, because that's when you let your guard down and maybe one of these frustrated Newmarket players takes a liberty.
10 on the shot clock. Break, fakes off the post. Rebound picked up. Good job on the hands. And I tell you, Leighton Cook, he was going to make sure that ball found the back of the net no matter what, with his 2nd of the game and 4th of the season.
Well, you talk about how the game has changed, and you watch Leighton Cook here. He just does a nice little toe drag there. Oh, a beautiful move. Gets underneath, and again takes his time and just stings the far side.
So back-to-back, looks like it's going to be back-to-back wins for the Northmen, which is big. And you look at the loss to the top seeds and the unbeaten, as that ball goes down to Pean, and the difference in them. But important, because it's all about your bounce back, Matt. You know, you're going to lose, but how do you react to that loss? And I think that the Northmen have done a good job.
I think they've done a very good job. You know, the first 2 periods maybe not as ahead as they would have liked to be, but they've really turned it on this 3rd period and haven't given much to the Newmarket Saints.
Van Wart, he's just going to work it, 5 on the shot clock, and dump it down in that corner. We're under 1.5 minutes, and that, I think, is the way to do it, as you can bet that the Northmen don't need any more goals right now. They just need to work the clock. Saints, though, I think they're past worrying about a sense of urgency right now, and this is the time where you just want to get out of the game. You take it on the chin, get out with no injuries, no suspensions. And late penalty coming on a slash will put the Saints on the power play. Looks like an extra 2 are going to go the way of Connor Pierce.
Yeah, referee Johnny Vandergiesen's not going to take any talk back from these young men, that's for sure. And, you know, not a bad time in a 16-5 game to let them know that in the future that stuff won't be tolerated.
I think that's the way you have to go. And they've done a good job of officiating this game, keeping it under wraps. And really, I'm not quite sure you need to say anything with a 16-5 lead. And a minute left. We're into that final minute. So the Saints will just be looking for a little something here. Something on a positive note. O'Toole again going to the underhand. That hasn't been very successful except creating an extremely long rebound. And it'll be interesting to see as the season goes on how each of these guys progress, the differences between early in the season, mid-season, and then at the end. And looks like we have it over a back call.
Looked like Mr. Costigan was forgetting that he was short-handed here and just wandered casually back over the restraining
just casually, and it was casual. That's
it was.
The thing.
And here's Newmarket just taking the medicine here and run it out, which is a pretty sportsmanlike thing to do here for them.
Well, you know what? Anyone that's played this sport has given out a good whooping and received one as well. So that's just part of the way things go as the clock will tick down, and it will be the McMaster Northmen that come away with a 16-5 win. They up their record now to an impressive 5-2. The Newmarket Saints still struggling, looking for their first win. They fall to 0-7. That's going to do it for us here. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night. For Matt Marcetin, the JVI production crew, I'm Lance Wynn. We'll see you next time.
Running a business? Having issues getting your products on time and seeing your prices skyrocket? Ontario Packaging and Distribution Centres is here to help. Ontario Packaging is helping Dufferin businesses save time and money with over 2 million products available. Ontario's one-stop shop for everything you need to run a business, warehouse, or restaurant here in Dufferin. Want to put your company logo on your boxes, tapes, or poly bags? Just give them a call. From packaging and shipping supplies, boxes to bubble wrap, to janitorial, and their new full apparel catalog, OPC really has it all. Over 2 million products in stock. See the difference hometown shopping makes at Ontario Packaging Centres. Supporting our local community from 70 Centennial Road, Unit 3, Orangeville.